And we're here, and we're back, and we're doing it. I'm going to play music. I'm not going to worry about copyrights. I'm sure they'll be okay. こんばんは、プパさん。久しぶりじゃん。元気ですか? We're going to get right into it. Honestly, so I'm thinking about doing this for my next YouTube video. 久しぶり。そうだよ。And 4 a.m. laundry. Oh boy. Oh boy. If you guys want the IRL streams that aren't total degen, 4 a.m. laundry is the guy. I think that's how it works. Yeah. Sashiburi jan. Look at that. I didn't even know I had that. Apparently it does that. Papao game. Sorry I'm late. You're like 0.5 seconds late. There's no streams anymore. Oh, you stopped streaming or I stopped streaming? Owatta. You're done streaming? I'm sure it's really exhausting, especially IRL streams. You know, you're walking around, it's lots of planning. 私、そうやね。だって、まあ、結構ね、まあ、することも多いし、もう、疲れない結構疲れると思う。ね。じゃあ今日はですね。So today, we're going to be talking about... Yeah, there's the music. Let me know if the music's too loud. I'm going to start it over because I like this song. So today, really short stream. Honestly, I'll just be a little bit honest. ちょっと、単刀直入... I never say this. 単刀直入に言うと、there's your Yoji Jukugo, your 4 kanji demon phrases. なんかね, I think I will be, I just kind of want to stream whenever I want to stream. 日本の学校始めたから、学校行くんだ。頑張れよ。If it fails, you know where I am. But that's great, man. I'm glad. I know before you said you wanted to do that, so I'm happy for you. I think it'll be really fun, especially after it's a very new time in your life. So 頑張ってね。ね、人生の中で結構多分大きなね変化になると思うので、ダメだったらね私がいるから大丈夫。I'm your fallback plan, okay? Yojijukugo demon phrases. I like this transition. Thank you. Yes. They're basically just demon phrases that you have to conquer and make your master. Or you make them your, like, slave. Yeah. But before I switched to this time slot, I was in, like, the reverse 12 hours from now slot. And honestly, there was a lot of things that I could do then that I can't do at this time slot. I'd like to... I just want to stream randomly. I'm sorry. I know it's not good for viewership or whatever, but sometimes I just want to stream at night. Sometimes I don't want to stream in the morning. And I think I'm just gonna... And I miss the people that I used to hang out with at the nighttime shift. The nighttime stream shift. They were really... It's just a different feel. Everybody here is great, obviously. You guys are spectacular. 皆さん、朝の皆さんはもうみんなもちろん大好きなんですけどね。もう N4 に合格して6ヶ月が経ちました。Fried rice ham. Ooh. Man. Is that like real ham? Because in Japan, you just can't get the real ham, and it's very depressing. I had very kind of nasty ham today. But welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you for following. Welcome to the community. いらっしゃい。JD、やつか。美味しいやつやな。もうそれは。羨ましい。I'm jealous. Add red spices. That is very true. I like how you say that. Spam cha-chan. That's awesome, man. Congratulations on passing the M4. It's any N test JLPT 何でもね合格したらめでたいことやと思う。I think it calls for celebration no matter what kind of test you pass, okay? So don't be like, oh, it's only M4, oh, it's only M5. Whatever it is, it's like, if it's easy, that's great. That means you took the right level. And then if you're gonna look at N2 one day and you're gonna be like, But yeah, man. Just keep going. ね、日本語楽しいよね。Japanese is fun. Which brings us to our topic today. Honestly, I did this with 2 students back yonder. And I've thought about it before, but I guess it just, there's nothing out there, it seems, that really gives, well, I'll just say this. I'm tired of YouTube channels and these videos. They give like 0 practical advice, it seems. They'll be like, here's an app. Go check out this app. I had great success with this app. And I'm like, yes, apps are very helpful, but they do so little. It really just, I think apps in the end, just all they do is like help you stay motivated. So, do you guys know, まずこのコンセプトとかこの概念とかわかります? Do you guys know what I'm talking about just with this here? Obviously not the 100% thing, but do you know what I mean when I say high level content? So like if you're, whatever, it doesn't have to be Japanese. 別に日本語じゃなくてもいいんだけどね。わからない。なんでわからんのよ。プーパさん、お前がもうわかるはずやろ。Come on, Poopa. Alright, so the idea of high level バカだからバカじゃないよ。ごめんね、もうお前もうバカじゃないよ。ごめんね。にゃんにゃん。That's all right. So the idea of high level content, okay, just so we're all clear, what I'm thinking of, I even wanted to show like the same video. I'll get to that in a second, but here, you guys can do that for me. If somebody's maybe. So you guys know Sakurai, like the Nintendo guy? So he has a channel, okay? High level content. You know what's weird? I was thinking about this. I don't even think anime is high level content. I wouldn't even call anime high level content. Does that surprise you? びっくりしますか? Is this the I+1 thing for comprehensible input? I'm so afraid to use technical terminology. So I would call this incomprehensible input. I did a little bit of research about actually, I think I really kind of want to learn more about Krashen's ideas, because I think he and I might be on like the exact same page. Whereas Stephen Kaufman or whatever, I mean, it's not that he's wrong and everything. No, only an idiot would say that. But the idea is, I'm not talking about comprehensible input. So the idea of comprehensible input or whatever is like I+1 means you have your level. Like, let's say I'm like baby level. Like, I know, like, the way it usually works for us non-native speakers is like, like some verbs like taberu, nomu, like, really random vocab, unfortunately, if you're learning at home. And then it's like, okay, you watch something a little bit above that. So maybe like Duolingo or something. It's like your I+1. Depends on your level. And so let's say you're watching an anime that's like really kind of like baby girly. Maybe it's like high school girls being like, no, I don't want to. And they're like, but we have to try our best to win the band competition. And then you're like, they're trying to win something, right? That's like comprehensible input, okay? We must try hard together. But we don't have a bass player. I'm specifically thinking of this anime. It's called like Keon. which somebody recommended to me a long time ago, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. I watched like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 episodes. I was like, this is just, it's good, right? It's not like it's bad, but it's bad, you know? It's cute, but it's like, I'm sorry, I just don't want to just, this feels like time lost on my life. As in, 日本語で言う、よく言うけど、寿命が縮む。寿命がwait, what was it? 寿命が縮む. Japanese people say this a lot. I think it's funny. が縮む. Wait. 寿命が縮む。軽音好きじゃないの？別に好きじゃなくはないけど、まあ、見たいとあんまり思わない。It's not that I don't like it. It's just, I'm like, what do I want to watch right now? And it probably is on very low part of my list. Like, it's just not my thing. Yeah, they say, my life, I think hearing you, I love this. People use this as an insult too in Japanese. They'll say, my life expectancy just shortened. I think listening to you shortened my life expectancy. I think it's hilarious. It's one of my favorites. But no. This is high level content, okay? This is the idea. The first thing, let me I got to show you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to see. So, let me just show you, like, I'll just do a screenshot or whatever. We're not going to like go through it. Screenshot will be much easier. Sakurai. Oh boy. Sakurai. Is it Masahiro? Right? Yeah. And he, like, this channel is like about how to make video games. Like he's like, these are how you should make video games. Sure, this one might be cool. Like, I actually really like his videos for learning. If you're interested in video games or like what makes a good video game. Hola Jelly, Sonikotso! Irashai. Zeni. Really good. Has been getting better at Japanese for 16 months. That's my boy. Did you know during your lifetime you'll produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools? I think I got 3 going. I got 3. See, Zenny's here with the fun facts. That's his job. He just comes in, he says, your saliva is like a swimming pool, and he gives us these beautiful compliments. And I just horechao. It just makes me fall in love. So that's his purpose. It says he subscribed to the channel. It's probably not true. He just added like more saliva to our conglomerate saliva. Okay, that's like the main reason he's here. Chijimu, that's correct. Sorry, I should have said that. It is pronounced the same. You'll hear like, welcome back to the Jelly Club, Zenny. 16 months. You have still. That is a long, dang time. A dang long time. Zenny knows what I'm talking about. This is from the lesson that he and I did a while back. All right, sure. We'll do this one. Take a screenshot. All right, here you go. So here we go. We have this. Jeez. Hold on. There we go. So let's say you're watching this video, which I'll just send you the video. Here's a link. Oh gosh, that's an ugly link. Don't click that. You might get cursed. Okay, there you go. That's a nice, cute little link. All right, you should touch that one. Are you studying Japanese, fried rice? Or you want to? Nihongo benkyou shitemasu ka? So, okay. This is complicated, right? If we look at like these kanji, let me see if I can, whatever. There's definitely a way to draw. Can you see that? All right. Nice. Okay, I can do that too. So let's say you're listening to a video, you're watching an anime, you're listening to a podcast, you're reading a manga, whatever it is, okay? If you want to get something out of high-level content or out of like, wow, I don't understand even 10% of what's being said, or wow, I recognize words, but it's like, oh, I understand all the words in these sentences, but I don't even know what it's saying. Then this is gonna really help you. You need to understand that the goal is not to understand 100%. Okay? Do not. ダメです。100% わかるっていうのが、100% 理解しようっていうのが、もうそもそもその、考え方はダメなんです。So you can't think like that. That's really not good. That's gonna screw you up right from the start because you're just thinking like, and I used to think this too, okay? 私もこう思ってましたよ。あ、この言葉わからないから調べればいいんだね。調べたらいいんやな。Yeah, whenever I try to speak Hyojungo, it just fails. 調べたらいいんやんな。So, that's my goal. When I understand 100%, I get mad. The stalker, I don't know, it depends. So, now, the better you get, yes, one day, the goal is to understand 100%. But at that point, let me just tell you, you're not thinking anymore. The stuff that you're like, it'll already be like you naturally understand 50% without thinking about anything, without looking up anything. And then the other stuff, you're like, oh, what's that? I've never seen that before. And then you look it up. Like, so it's I call it like, shoot, what did I call it? Stepping stone. Shoot. It's like stepping stones. I want to look this up. So I did this lesson with both Zenny and another guy, a psychopath. ここじゃないわ. In my eyes, Stalker always understands 100%. He is quite cute, so that does help. Stepping stone content, okay? Think of it as like stepping stones, okay? Oh, look, this is even like a stairway. Perfect. Staircase. So, is this big enough? Should I make this bigger? Maybe a little bit bigger. Let me move. There we go. How do I look? Do I look attractive enough for Twitch? Daijoubu? Is my hair balding? Is it too balding looking, or is it okay? I do love this aesthetic. Gosh, maybe I should move the TV behind me. Everything looks daijoubu. 最高や. 最高や. 大丈夫なら大丈夫やね. Alright, we'll move my body over here. Fishing for compliments は日本語でなんて言う? There's no exact word, but to compliment is like 褒める. So it's like, 多分 if I was speaking Japanese and I was saying something like that, I was like, なんかその褒めてもらいたい. You know, depends on how you want to put it out there, but you just say like, usually a really common thing that people will say is もっと褒めて, もっと褒めて, but that's usually after you've already been complimented. So you're like, もっと褒めて, もっと褒めて. Like, JD, your hair looks nice. ありがとう, もっと褒めて, もっと褒めて. Keep going, keep going. So you don't start off at 100%. You're gonna set yourself up for failure by doing that. Okay. So then you're like, okay, so what do I do? All right. So, if we look, I'm just gonna like take the, cause I don't have a lot of time because I'm a slacker. We're just gonna look at the quote. Okay. これみんな読める? Is this big enough? If it's not, then you need bigger eyes. It's your fault. It's not my fault. You need bigger eyes. Okay. So number one. 100% 分かればまあ最高やろ。100% 分かるんやったらあなたはもうネイティブってことや。So if you understand 100% or you're close to it, that means you're a native speaker. Obviously that's not us, right? Well, where I am, that's where I am now, okay? After 15 years. Everything looks daijobu. I actually really like that. Everything looks daijobu. All right. So then what? Okay. So I don't understand 100%. Then what am I supposed to do? How do I get stuff? Look, nante, right? Okay. So we'll take nante. So first, let's say you look at this and you're like, okay, I don't know the kanji. Well, I know what kara is. Okay, kara. You hate nante? Nante is fine. I know why you might hate it, though. So this is a great reason, okay? Don't hate it, Zenny. You have to embrace everything. Embrace. Embrace to win the race. All right. So let's say you're watching this and this is what's said. Number one, there's going to be like, it's a 2-minute long video, okay? So many things are being said. So if our goal is not to understand 100%, our goal is we're going to be looking for tools, okay? Now, if you find me in there, you've found a huge tool, okay? Because I'm the biggest tool of all, right? You guys can use me, right? That makes sense, right? Okay? Because your level content, all right, we'll just say your level. It's going to be like this. You're like, I used this analogy with Psychopath, and I loved it, okay? It's like a video game, okay? There's levels. Okay? Oh my gosh, they go up like, all right, level 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And at level 1, you have to fight a bear. All right, let's get it quick. We need to get a bear. Bear. We got to get a Japanese bear. Hold on. In order to do that, we need to get it from the specific Japanese picture website. Come on. It needs to be an angry bear, like a killer bear. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, here's our killer bear. Look at this guy. He is ready to attack. We'll even give him a shadow. Well, it's not very noticeable. All right. So you got your bear at level 1. Bear level 19. It's not a level 1 bear. It's one bear at level 1. Okay. And so, just like in a game, okay, you've got your backpack. You got your rucksack. You got your rucksack, okay? And inside of your rucksack, we're going to need something to defeat a bear, okay? But it's level 1. You don't got no guns. You don't got no nothing. All you have is a pot, okay? All you got is a pot. And you've got that pot in your backpack. And you're going to have to defeat a bear with it. It's not very efficient, okay? Not very efficient, but it's going to get the job done. You're going to go, bah, 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 bah. Maybe you throw the top like a discus, and you get it lodged into the bear's throat. Hey, maybe it's a very advanced game. We don't know. And so, these tools are like the Japanese that you've already learned, okay? Let's just say the nabe is, we'll just say it's like, okay, like kara. We'll do this, nan, okay, nani. or nang. Let me at him. We're gonna get that bear today. 皆さん、ついてますか?ついてきてますか? Are you with me? 大丈夫ですか?ちょっとわからんこと言ってます? Am I saying things that don't make sense? If so, I am glad. Because it makes sense to me. And if it makes sense to me, it should make sense to everybody. Alright. So we got the bear and we got nang. Right? We've got our pot. We've got our pot. So what happens? It's level 1. It's a pretty easy bear. So you're like, oh, you look at this. So far, so good. Thanks, Zenny. Zenny is here. Zenny is ついてきてます. We got one person. That's good enough. That's all we need. All right. And so, maybe you come across, you're watching this advanced content, okay? And you're like, I see nan. Or maybe you hear nang, and you're like, I think I've heard nan before. That means like nani. Oh, that's like nani, like what? Okay. Okay, that's it. That's fine. That's fine. That will get the job done. That will defeat the bear. Now, did you understand the entire sentence? No. Naan bread. Ha 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 ha. That gets the job done, okay? This is your little pot that defeats the bear at level 1. It means nani. Sure. Okay, technically that is what it is. Let that be it. Let that be it, okay? But here's the problem. The reason why you don't understand... Oh, that's why. That should be the title. This is the reason why you don't understand high-level content. Man, I love this. This is a good new album. The reason you don't understand high-level content. Does that make sense? High-level content. Maybe people don't know what that is. We'll find out. Is because the reason you don't understand this sentence is not because, I just don't know enough vocab. Right? That's what everybody thinks, right? Right? You think, oh, I need more vocabulary, Mr. Language Mentor. No. It's not because you need more vocabulary, okay? Ooh, that looks cool. Okay, it's not because you need more vocab. Do you agree? Do you understand? How can that be? How can that be? Well, because the problem is there's layers. There's layers, guys. Come on. Are you with me? Japanese has layers. More vocab is still part of the puzzle though, right? Part. But I'd say it's the smallest part. Because I would be an example of, and you know, not just my max level, but even for a while now. For a while now, it's been, oh, I just didn't know that word. Okay? But that's, you know, I think when you're understanding 70+%, that's usually the point where you just need to know the vocab. And because you didn't know the vocab, that's why you didn't really understand the sentence. So why can't I understand this nante? Why is this so hard for me? Follow. Thanks so much for the follow. ありがとうございます。何と呼べばいいですか? Yato-san. Yato-san. Or should I just call you Kawa-san? How's it going? Nice to meet you. My name is JD. I'm a Japanese language mentor. Trying to help people learn. これ英語でも全然just call me Yato. Yato. Sounds good. Yato. So yeah, this is true for English, any other language that you're trying to learn, okay? So Okay, why don't you understand nante? It's because there's layers, okay? Let me just kind of go into a separate thing. Would it be context? Context. I think it's not so much context, actually. Kanji severely slows down this process, though. You know, I agree. And then I think kanji actually helps it in the end. Like if we go back, if we like this, if I didn't have kanji here, I think it would make it a lot harder to recognize that this is kara. It's so rare to see someone teaching Japanese on Twitch. I'm kind of like the only person left doing it. There used to be more people. And there's been people that try. But they failed. Because they didn't believe in the power of Japanese. But let me tell you. Oh, it's powerful. And it's Japanese. When reading books, oh yeah. 4am laundry, that is... 日本語は本当に難しいよ。日本語はね、そんなに難しくないと思う。最初はめちゃくちゃ簡単。でも、簡単やけど、ひらがな、カタカナ、漢字があって、その最初のハードルがやっぱ大きくて、だから、これ無理やんって。まあ、ちょっとね、頑張ったらいけるじゃんって。You're right, 4am. When reading books, kanji is definitely annoying. Because you have to understand the context through words and no pictures, unless you have manga, which is a little bit better, I suppose. Yeah, you're right. So, but with kanji, like this kanji, you don't really need, but yeah, it can help. So it's like, if I had to break this up, here, I'll break it up for you. I'll show you. So, and this is honestly like how I started to recognize stuff. We'll do some galaxy colors. Look at this. It's not thick enough, so hold on. Okay. That's too thick. Maybe a little bit. There we go. So, saisho. Honestly, I would even break it up like this. So, saisho kara stroresu nante nai hou ga. That's like how I would break it up in big chunks, right? 日本人でも、日本語わかりません。よく聞きますよ。なんか日本人、なんか俺より日本語うまいかもとかたまに言われるんですけど。Any difference between nai and nai? Only slight, but it's always kind of hard to tell whether they really intended for nai. It just, like, when you have the kanji, it really wants to emphasize that there's nothing. Like, nothing. Like, zero stress. Just a little bit more emphasis on the fact that there's none. But, yeah, that's all. It's more really thinking about what this kanji means, which is, like, nothing. 日本語なんか、まあ、後から難しい。後からが難しいと思う。No title, it be context? Oh, would it be... That was weird. So, hey, cheese sandwich. So, it can be context, but for the most part, if you're just watching something normally, like from start to finish, context is really not going to be an issue. That's true. Yeah, and using kanji makes it easier to read. Yeah, because I was thinking that too. It's because hiragana, 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 hiragana. So, right? So same here. It's better that there's kanji. And honestly, like, you think you're like, oh, kanji. You need to know this kanji. This is very basic kanji. This is fairly basic kanji. There's only like 3 kanji in here, and this is high-level content, right? And yet, it's pretty basic kanji. That's the thing, is it doesn't take that long to actually get to this place. but you got to know how to get there. And honestly, that's the big issue with learning Japanese on your own. If you don't really know how to pick this apart, it's very difficult. And normally you have like people who go to school and stuff, all of these like top level Japanese people you see, like me or Dogen or Matt vs. Japan, this guy, that guy, there is a very common denominator, and it's everybody took Japanese in school. My mentor, everybody did Japanese in school. And this sentence is easy. It's easy. If it's easier for you, that's good. This can be surprisingly hard for people living over in the US. And it's because since we live in Japan, it is a lot easier to just learn the language, just straight up. And the temptation when you live not in Japan is to become a translator in your brain. So you're just learning each word bit by bit, each grammar bit by bit, instead of actually kind of like absorbing the language in a natural way. It's very hard not to, I think. So, that's broken up. It's like the grammar here is just kara. Okay, that means from. Nante, like, I'll get that in a second. Nai hou ga, so better not to have. Oh, stress nante nai hou ga ii, whatever he's about to say. So it's like, oh, this thing called stress, would be so much better with that. Of course it's better. Stress nante nai hou ga ii desho. It's just like, kind of stressu wa nai hou ga ii. It's the same thing as that. It's just nante is just like upping it up with, oh, this of course it would be better to have stress. Of course it would be better. Maybe of course is even not a bad translation. You can just cut the E part of... No. This is a cut-off sentence. Demo, yes, you can. You can. But it's like it's an exception. It's just like nai hou ga. It's like if you're in conversation with somebody, it's implied. But I would not cut it off in general. You should add it. You should keep it on there. Okay? So, if I'm like, here are our stepping stones, and this is why the answer, it's not, this is why it's not because you need more vocabulary, okay? Because there's like 10 reasons why you don't understand. And it's not because of the, because nani or nan, okay, nan, okay. It's basically, all right, so far it means like what? You're like, oh yeah, I learned that this means, that these mean what? All right, and then you're like, and then you see nante, and then you're like, what's te? And if you know what te form is, you're like, is this te form? And then you look it up, and you're like, what's nante? Yeah, you should add E. Sometimes we don't understand the final context, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Like, the last sentence, it's pretty obvious that it's implying, nai hou ga, but we still don't really fully know. But, yeah, add E. What's nante? And then you're like, okay, you find out, and you're like, okay, I'm still not fully clear on what this is. Okay, but still not sure. And then you see, like, nanto in some other context. And you're like, wait, is nanto nante? And you don't know, right? And then you'll see, would be another. And then you're, like, going on. Then you're like, nanteyu, nantoyu. And so here's the problem, is that it's not because you don't know what nante is. It's because you don't have the full scope, or at least a majority of the full scope of what is going on with these letters or words. Because you don't have the full scope, they're stopping you. It's like, not caltrops, but it's like you got a rock in your shoe, okay? All right, you've got a rock in your shoe, and it's like you can keep walking with that rock in your shoe, but if you just take it out and see, oh, is this a rock or is this glass or what? It's gonna feel a lot better. But guess what? As you keep walking, you're just gonna get another rock in your shoe, and that's fine. That's part of the process. Like when you're learning Japanese, you're walking on a path of rocks, and lots of stuff is gonna get in your shoe. Rocks and twigs and leaves and hopefully not glass, but bugs. Get some bugs in there. Even when you have the full scope, you also got to have someone point out that scope sometimes, or it's still unclear. I can say yes and no. It's definitely so much more helpful if you're learning from somewhere outside, whether Boom Pro or whatever it is, or from a teacher, to kind of help you get a better idea for the structure of Japanese. But if you're exposing yourself to enough Japanese, this really is not that complicated. Like this is just from when, from a certain time. Like this is a very common pattern. Like from 5 o'clock, 5時から, 明日から, from tomorrow. This is something that appears in Japanese all the time. So in this case, all you're doing is really just learning a new time word. And then this would be, right? If you've learned this nante, which, eventually you got to learn it. This is just how it works. You'll learn this nante, and then you're just like, oh, storesu nante. Okay. And maybe you think about it. And then hoga, you need to know this grammar for sure. It's like more than or better than, nai hoga, better to not have or better not to be. It depends on what comes after. Here, let me see what comes after. Nai hoga kaiteki kimochi. All right, so i. We'll just say i. Nai hoga i, right? So that's what you kind of got to go through, and that's with every sentence. Okay. So I have to do that with every sentence. Please do not. Okay. Please do not do that with every sentence. You'll just be like, you could. I think it might be a good exercise every once in a while, but that should not be the regular. No. Right now, all you have is your pot and your bear. And so it's level 1. This is just one bear. Okay? He's a tiny little bear. So you need to go around with your pot, and you need to just keep looking for examples of nang, or maybe it's the usage of ga. Okay? So this time it was nang. Is it, maybe you learned about toll recently, or like you keep seeing toll. Is toll te? And then you're like, oh, I just saw like te kara. Te kara. And you're like, well, I know what kara is, but I've never seen te kara. And then you look up te kara, and it's like, oh, ite kara means like after I say. So like te kara equals after. And you're like, okay, that's just like so different. By the way, when you meet someone from Kyoto and they say something like, Oko-san piano jouzu desu ne, it means shut up. Yeah, there's Japanese people can be passive aggressive too. All right. So this is why it's not just about vocab, all right? Because, okay, you know the verb you, right? That's not, okay, so it's fine. And then you're like, okay, yeah, I recognize that it's te form, but maybe you don't. And then you have to look up te form. This is why, so that's fine. You can kind of do it like that every once in a while, or, go ahead and just give it a try. But really, it needs to be like one thing at a time. I mean, this is like kind of how it goes, is you'll end up... So you're gonna end up having more questions than you started with. You're gonna go into this. Here, I'll show you the high level content real quick. If I can find what the. Oh, that should be illegal. All right. All right. So here's the Sakurai high level content. Okay. Here it is. Oops. Cut off the bottom. All right. Here it is. 快適で気持ちいいのでは. And I'll just play it. And so as you're going through, you're just looking for patterns. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's another to. To 理解してくれますよね. So you're not looking to understand 100%, right? Therefore, don't be like, oh, what's word for word for word, phrase for phrase for phrase. That's gonna like really kill you. And actually it doesn't really help. So we want to keep picking out tools. We want to look for tools. To is a tool. Different weapons and tools and materials that will eventually we'll be able to defeat a whole swarm of evil bears and lions on level 20. Okay? But you can't get to level 20 without leveling up and getting the experience and all the necessary weapons and tools and those kind of things. You need your hook shot. Yeah, I should use Link, Zelda. You need your hook shot. You need your bracelet. Link is a good one, actually. Yes. You need all of these, Zelda. You need all of these different tools in order to beat the final boss. Because you can't do it if you've never gone through that dungeon and experienced those things and you've grabbed the bracelet and you're like, oh, I pick things up with the bracelet, like that kind of stuff. So if we just keep watching and I'm looking for just to, okay? Oh, there it is again. Oh my gosh, I've never even watched this video and yet it's happening. Wow, toite. Jeez, what is toite? Is he saying toy and then plus te? Because I've heard of te before. Or is this to plus ite? Okay. And I know dakara. Maybe let me just Google dakara to ite. And then you Google it and you're like, oh, this is a grammar thing. And then instead of like having to dissect each little bit, you're like, oh, now I know dakara to ite. It's like, that doesn't necessarily mean blah, 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 blah. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how this works? Let's keep going. Only looking for to. Only looking for to. And as you're listening, you are getting the experience. You are. You're listening, you're hearing Japanese, it's going on, and you're actually, here's the best part, you're not thinking. You don't want to overthink these things. Just absorb, and your brain is naturally absorbing Japanese, yay. And then you're only thinking about to. I just want to see to. No to. No to. No to. Sukkiri suru. And maybe as you're going, you're like listening and repeating some of the things. Sukkiri suru. Sukkiri suru. You don't have to go look it up. It's fine. Trust me, you'll hear sukkiri suru 1,000 times. It's fine. No to. No to. And so like sometimes when I was doing this, I was like, all right, I'm not hearing to that much. But I feel like I've been seeing, like, when do they use o? Like, sometimes just looking for particles at the beginning can be a really easy way to start. Is it at the beginning of the sentence? Is it at the end of the sentence? Is it before a word? Is it, like, after a word? Is it ever at the end of a sentence? Oh, man, I keep seeing him say koto de. Let me just write that down. I'm not going to look it up. I don't feel like looking it up. Oh, wait. Toka. 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 I know I've seen that. I know I have seen that. Toyu no mo. Okay. That's enough examples. I'm too late. You're too late. So do you understand? Do you see how this works? This is all that it is. And this is what I did for years. And this is the crucial. Honestly, I feel like just doing this is what made me get good so fast. Obviously talking a lot. That was very, very helpful. The conversations kind of gave me like insight into what tools I should be looking for. But you don't need the conversation to really look for it's just looking for repetitive patterns. All right. Yoni. All right. There's another one. Yoni naru. I keep seeing yoni naru, but sometimes I see yoni suru. Sometimes I just see yoni at the end, like finishing with a sentence. And so as you go on, you become more accustomed with how to use your tools, how they can be used. Like, can you bang the pot? Can you throw the pot? Level 2, you get bear spray. You get bear spray, and it's much more efficient. There's only one use for bear spray, pretty much. And you're like, oh, okay, this one's very straightforward. I think I'm kind of done with that tool. I don't think I really need to look into that anymore. And then after that, that's it. You just keep building up. You keep leveling up. And eventually, oops, you use the bear spray on yourself. Again. Then you're looking at this sentence, and now it's more about the vocab. Because it's just new vocab. Ni, right? Tanjun ni. Oh, this is a new na adjective. Saki ni. Okay, adverb. Susumeru. Okay, a new verb. Yoni. Okay, got it. Yoni naru. Okay. And then toyu. Got it. Like, he's describing this whole sentence. Nomo. Oh, this whole thing is also. So it's really grammar and the diversity of how you can use those grammar and tools that will allow you to understand high-level content. And if you do this method, it is, I would predict that it's very fast. I think you can get very good very fast if you use this approach, because there really aren't that many of these. Like, I don't have a real number, but let's just say less than 50 of these kind of like crucial grammar tools. Okay. I don't know. Maybe there's probably more, but in my mind, it doesn't feel like a lot. And so you just collect one at a time, and like, I don't know, mental note, keep real notes, and just be like, okay, this is the to section, and then have a table for to. Toyu no mo, to itte, dakara to itte. You know, just do that, and you'll slowly pick up each one bit by bit. All right. True strength. So I picked up more Switch games to help improve my Japanese. Good. That's good. Just make sure it's fun. And honestly, if you look at today's stream, I think you can use the same method that we just talked about. Face bombs. What method? I came in late. Yep. Gotta watch the video. I'll probably post this one on my side YouTube channel that I just post streams on. You can watch it on Twitch though. Gotta go. I have a lesson. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, listening, chatting. I hope it was helpful. Please use this. Please use this. And tell me how it goes. I promise it'll be beneficial. Dewa. Mata kondo made. Sayonara. Yeah, it was fun. Good man. Good man. Mata mata. Arigato. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subs. Dewa dewa.